These new game modes are a ton of fun, but I have to say, playing in 3 versus 3 Elimination is my favorite arcade mode. There are a ton of team compositions you can play around with, and no matter which role you prefer, you can still make it work. Hey guys, what's up? It's POCH here on the PTR playing some 3 versus 3 with support heroes. I've always liked playing support heroes in any game. They're a role that's easy to learn and yet difficult to master, and that's the kind of roles I like playing. In this game, we play as Mercy since the map has no health packs, and taking damage as Mercy isn't much of a problem since the 1 second no damage window on Mercy's self-regen and is taking effect in this new PTR build, and since players in this mode don't spawn until the next round, Mercy's REZ plays a vital role. My REZ is already 50% charged. There's only one enemy left to eliminate, so we stick together as to avoid getting picked off by the Pharah and me keeping a safe distance from the splash damage of her rockets. While providing support, the enemy realizes that she's not going to get anything done without me dead and starting to target me. So I rush towards the Roadhog, knowing that he has a better chance of killing the Pharah than Junkrat, and then immediately take cover inside the bunker for protection. And as I take heavy damage, and as planned, the Pharah is baited into the Roadhog's field of view, and that ends the round with a victory for my team. Round 2 starts and we roll the same hero, seeing as it brought us a flawless result in round 1, making us confident with this team composition. I'm also solo queued into this, but it's at this point that it's apparent that my other teammates have understood and established the team play and strategy we have going, and isn't that just a beautiful thing? I mean, the other two guys probably aren't even English speakers, as a lot of Asians aren't, and yet we've established a sense of understanding and team play. Anyway, moving on into round 2, following the same strategy and simply sticking together, watching each other's backs while we carefully hunt for our first victim. Roadhog wanders off a bit and I decide to follow him, given his strong position in the game and knowing that the Junkrat won't need much of my assistance. Me staying out of sight from the enemy eyes while keeping a close eye on my teams, ready to run to their aid, since by now the enemy team should have acknowledged my importance to the team and see the Roadhog flanking, meaning he's probably got someone in his field of view and he's ready for a kill. Just as suspected, he was aiming for the Ana, but Ana gets the jump on him and puts him to sleep, cutting off his plans. I'm jumping down, rushing to his aid, and on my way here I see Ana, and now I'm forced to keep the Ana threatened, and my Pichu sadly doesn't phase Ana, and our Roadhog turns into cold cuts, but she's immediately blasted into oblivion with Junkrat's big ball. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Junkrat and I are getting heavily pressured, but thankfully D.Va's mech turns to scrap. It's the Junkrats launched themselves into the air, giving my Junkrat the upper hand, and it turns out the joke's on their Junkrat, leaving it to a 2 versus 1 with D.Va at the handicap. At this point, D.Va has pretty much lost the game, and even if she can haul her mech down again, she won't have the burst damage to take out Junkrat and the healer. And if the game does go on long enough, my ultimate is ready at 60% charge, and I can further tip the tides when I res Roadhog. Initially, she goes for Junkrat, then immediately realizes that she needs to deal with me first, and starts a futile effort to kill me. She does call her mecha down and starts to pressure me even harder, but she's taking a lot of damage from Junkrat, so she starts to backpedal to a safe spot, putting up defense metrics, trying her best to mitigate as much damage as she can to keep herself alive, but it's useless. Her mecha dies. Junkrat has the Riptire and lets it roll out on a defenseless D.Va, securing a lengthy round 2.
Score 2-0. Select your hero.
Now moving on to round 3, running the same heroes as in the previous rounds, making us even more confident of our team composition, sticking to the huge piece of cold meat that is Roadhog.
You should be at peak performance levels.
Sticking to the huge piece of cold meat that is Roadhog, we spot a D.Va and Pharah on the enemy team with damage boosts on Roadhog. Junkrat low on health. I signal to him so that he can easily find my location, as well as give him the heads up that he's low on health. He hears the cue, takes for cover, and we sort of end up in a chase around the facility, trying to find the fastest way to spot each other. Eventually I bring him back up to full health, and we're ready to venture out on the hunt. Roadhog has his sights on the D.Va, dealing out some long range damage, but his partner in crime falls to D.Va, leaving it up to me and the pig to finish the rest of the round 3. An eventual effort for his loss, Roadhog attempts to hook someone, but it misses, and we're forced to take the safe route and backpedal into safety until we can gain an opportunity at a kill. And that opportunity just my presenter self right now as the Fire misplaces herself, but the fight isn't over yet. D.Va becoming more aggressive, boosts into Roadhog, knocking back into an effort to get to me. As she realizes that I'm the real threat, I see this is coming, and she starts I start some evasive maneuvers, keeping the D.Va at bay and trying to keep myself alive by playing around the cryo tube, using it as cover between us. And here comes the enemy Lucio, who's decided to finally join in on the fray. I have to get my health up, or else my res will be for nothing. And I have the res. I res the Junkrat, heal the Roadhog, and provide some more support as the Roadhog comes in. The Lucio is trapped and he dies, while the Roadhog launches out his whole hog. And it's just D.Va versus 3 heroes, and D.Va is on the run. She gets hooked and she's down, securing the game. GG, a good game in versus 3 elimination. Join me in my next video in a 1 versus 1 match in Mystery Duel. I'm sure to get wrecked, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, or click on the light blue dinosaur on the screen to keep updated with my videos. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.